Hello everyone, this is me Debashis for RevSportz and I am joined by Atro Mukherjee and Shamik Dutt, and we are just minutes away from the first T20 international between India and England here at the Eden Gardens. Atro, the first up means last time a T20 international was played here at the Eden Gardens was way back in 2022 February against the West Indies, where 3 T20 internationals were played. So in a way, after a long wait, Kolkatans will be witnessing a T20 international.
Yeah, Kolkatans, people of Kolkata just simply love their cricket. And when it comes to the winter, although it's not very cold, but they want some sort of cricket to take place at the iconic Eden Gardens during the winter months. So after a long time, it has returned to Kolkata, and we are all looking forward to a very exciting match.
Shomikda, what are you looking forward to? Obviously, after a long time, Eden Gardens is hosting a T20 international.
See, Devashish, first of all, I'm looking forward to. I never thought in the middle of January I have to wipe off the beads of sweat, but this is a positive sign in the sense, given the weather, which is a bit muggy. I think the dew factor might not be that pronounced. And if that is the case, if it is very cold, and dew would have set in very quickly by 7:30. But because of this weather, the dew factor might not come into play, especially early into the match, and that would be the good news for both bowling teams.
Yeah, Atruda, coming back to the dew factor, do you think that obviously we know the England playing 11, they have kept only one specialist spinner in Adil Rashid. But their bowling attack is stacked with 4 fast bowlers, and given the wicket here at the Eden Gardens, it has been favouring the fast bowlers. So, what your take on the Indian playing 11? Would you love to see an extra spinner?
I would not, ideally I would not, but I think for the sake of the team combination, in terms of having those all-rounders in the 11, they will possibly go in with 2 spinners. But as you said, that the Eden Gardens pitch of late has been supporting the faster bowlers. It's been on the faster side. There is bounce, there is carry, there might be a little of grass as well, I'm not sure.
Yes.
So that way speaking, looking at it in that point of view, I think it will be assisting faster bowlers more than the spinners. Having said that, I would also like to point out that the Indian team combination is such that the fast bowling, they have more spin bowling all-rounders than fast bowling all-rounders. There is only one, right? There are 2.
Nitish Reddy and Hardik Pandya.
Two in this squad. I doubt whether both of them will play. I doubt. And anyway, team combination is something that we can't really speculate about, and it will come down to which teams plays better. But as to answer your question, I have a feeling that India will possibly have 2 spin bowling all-rounders in the 11.
Shomikda, you also...
I think I don't see 2 spin bowling all-rounders, because Akshar will be there. Akshar is a genuine all-rounder, right?
And he's also the vice captain.
And apart from that, if you come to a specialist spinner, I see them pick Varun Chakravarti maybe, because of the variety he brings in. And he can bowl finger spin, he can bowl wrist spin, he can bowl a lot. He is basically a right-arm mixed bag. So from that point of view, and off late, he has been taking wickets also. With Varun Chakravarti in the side, that throws open the possibility to incorporate a second seam bowling all-rounder in Nitish Reddy.
Right.
So I think that would be the likely team combination, because more than 2 finger spinners on this pitch also, and in these conditions, but whatever happens, the dew is going to set in soon. If not by 7:30, but by 8:30, there would be some dew, and from that point of view, 2 finger spinners might be a luxury.
So Shamikda reckons that Varun Chakravarti might get a nod in the playing 11. Obviously, we know Varun Chakravarti plays for the Kolkata Knight Riders in the IPL, so as well as Rinku Singh. But coming back to the focus here, obviously, there is a lot of hype around Mohammad Shami, the local boy. We might not say the local boy. He represents Bengal in the domestic.
He is a local boy. He is all his cricket has been played in Bengal for Mohun Bagan mainly and Bengal. So he is a Bengal boy. I mean, he might be hailing from UP, but he is a Bengal boy through and through. And he understands, he clearly understands Bengali. He can speak in broken Bengali also. So he is a local boy.
But what are you looking forward to, Athruda? If I may ask you, obviously coming back, making a comeback into the Indian team after 14 months, what are you looking forward to Shami? Means obviously T20 format, he might go for a lot of runs, but is it that you are looking forward to Shami bowling in the power play, or obviously he has done well in the death as well?
See, when you look at this particular series, Shami's participation is about what lies ahead, which is the one-day series against England and the Champions Trophy after that. Okay, so this is a dress rehearsal for Shami to show that he is back again to where he belongs, back to his best physically. Form-wise, there is no question. Physically, if he is back at his best, that will be seen over the course of these 5 matches, 5 T20 matches, not just this one. So it's a very crucial last phase of Shami's career that we are going to witness beginning today. See, I mean, he has had fitness issues almost all through his career. But to his credit, he fought back each time that happened. Each time he was out, every time he bounced back and bounced back better. We all know how devastating a bowler he was at the 2023 50 over World Cup. After that, this is going to be his first match for India, and we'll see. I mean, it's a very important series, not only for Shami but also for the Indian team, because there is uncertainty over Bumrah's fitness. Shiraz is not in the 11, so Shami, if fit, is going to be a massive factor for any team that he plays for. So that test, that trial begins today.
Yeah, obviously another thing that the Indian team will be looking forward to, Shomikda, is that leading up to the T20 World Cup next year in India, India plays at least 23 T20 internationals leading up to that World Cup. So this is for us, this is the beginning of the preparation, so as to say. So
yeah, you can say, I mean, you can say loosely you can say India's title defense begins in earnest. But then again, as Surya said at yesterday's press conference, as the T20 World Cup is still a long way away, and we are not thinking about that. We are taking one series at a time, and that's what the players do. You know, every team does that. Even if the T20 World Cup, hypothetically, if it is a couple of months away, the players focus on what they have on hand. I mean, what they will have to do immediately. So from that point of view, that has always been the, I mean, we as outsiders speak a lot about these mega events coming on, fans think like that, but the dressing room of the players don't think like that. It's about the task at hand, and they focus on one series at a time. And that's exactly what Surya said yesterday. So I think they will play this series as just one of T20I series. But as you said, as Akhtar said, I mean, if you look at the bigger picture, Shami would be in focus because he is part of the Champions Trophy squad, and we have to see if his body holds up. I don't see him playing 5 T20Is. Maybe after 3 20Is he would be rested and he would go to the ODI series.
Athruda, coming back to you, obviously Shomikda you also rightly said that it's going to be see how Shami's body holds up. But then the spotlight will be also on Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya, both of whom are also in the Champions Trophy squad. Not much to look about as far as the other players are concerned, but definitely Hardik Pandya, who has recently lost his vice captaincy to Akshar Patel. So what do you make out of Hardik Pandya, given the all-round ability he brings to the table?
See, Hardik Pandya is definitely a very, very important player in India's scheme of things. We all know what he did in the T20 World Cup. He bowled that last over. He scored some handy runs in the games leading up to that one, the final. And he is obviously a very, very important part of India's white ball plans. So, and he has had a bit of a break. He has played some domestic matches. So, we presume that he is in shape. And this is again another beginning for India to find out not just find out, to make sure that the players they are going to take to the Champions Trophy are in the right kind of shape. So this is the beginning of his match practice. I mean, Hardik Pandya's ability we don't question.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
We don't question that.
Yeah.
But the question is about his match readiness. So, and he has been out of international cricket for a while. So now, starting today, Hardik Pandya and Akshar Patel has been given this additional responsibility of vice captaincy, and we can all probably look ahead to a future where he is going to be the left arm spinning all-rounder for the Indian team in the place of Ravindra Jadeja. Jadeja is aging and he has retired from T20s and all that. So these two players, for them it's not about a question of proving their ability. It's about their match readiness, match fitness, and it's a great platform for both of them to show, not to the world, but to themselves, that they are up for it, they are ready for it.
Also, another player where we will be looking forward to is Arshdeep Singh, who is also a part of the Champions Trophy. But showing that, let me come to you. Obviously, Surya Kumar Yadav, the captain of the T20 setup. So how do you look forward to? Obviously, he has also played for KKR for 4 seasons under Gautam Gambhir as captain. So what do you make out of Surya Kumar Yadav? Obviously, huge challenge coming forward to your take.
See, personally, I believe Surya has been a letdown. I'm not talking about T20 cricket. The talent that Surya has, and I mean, if you look at his record in first-class cricket, in domestic cricket, not only me, almost everyone in the Bombay cricket circuit expected a bright red ball career for him. And in fact, I asked him yesterday that does it hurt? Does it hurt given that, I mean, you are not part of the Champions Trophy? And the talent you have failed to cement your place in the other formats, and you have been relegated to basically a one-format cricketer. A player of Surya's talent shouldn't have been like that, just one-format cricketer. But Surya is very candid. He made a frank and honest confession, saying that, see, it hurts, but the heart is for the fact that I haven't scored runs in 50-over cricket. That's why I'm not in the Champions Trophy squad. So, if I would have scored runs, I would have been there. So, from that point of view, Surya, I mean, as I said, he is a bit of a letdown given the talent he has. But when you come to this particular format, T20 cricket, he is arguably the world's best batsman.
Atrida, another guy we should talk a little bit is Sanju Samson. Yes, he missed out in that Champions Trophy squad, but obviously Sanju Samson for me is someone who has scored 300s in that T20I series against South Africa to be left out. Do you think it was a fair call because both Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul feature in that one-day side and also the Champions Trophy side?
So, to begin with, it was a very close call. I mean, KL Rahul would have been there in any case. So, it came down to a selection between one of the two, either Rishabh Pant or Sanju Samson. And selectors have gone for Rishabh Pant. I don't disagree with them. I think the Indian team management and the forces that be, they are looking at Sanju Samson as a T20 specialist. And he has done well in this format. I mean, as you pointed out that he scored possibly 3 centuries in his last 5 or 6 matches.
Yes.
And all of them had a strike rate of nearly 200. Because those were not 80-ball 100s. Yeah. Those were 54-ball, 55-ball 100s. With 6 or 7 sixes and all that. So he can crack it. I mean, one day he gets going, the match is over. Like Sehwag in Test cricket to an extent. I mean, it's a very bad comparison, but something like that. So I think the selectors and the team management, they want Sanju Samson as a T20 specialist. And that's what we can see a bit of continuity in that process as well, right? I mean, it's not that abrupt.
Yeah,
he has been given chances in T20s, and he has not been left out of this T20 squad. The only point is that he has been overlooked when it comes to ODIs and the longer formats, and which is fair enough according to me.
Yeah, we are just almost towards the end of our the live discussion. But Atroda and Somikda, I would like to ask both of you senior viewers. You have been covering cricket for last 3 decades. Gautam Gambhir, the coach of the Indian team, he is under a lot of scanner, and this series particularly means. Do you reckon that he will be under immense pressure as a coach? Yes, even if irrespective of the results.
Yeah, see, if there is one person who is under pressure in the series, in isolation, this is an inconsequential series. But don't forget, it would be, heavy artilleries from both sets of players would be in action. Heavy artilleries have been revving up, and spectators would enjoy. But, Gautam Gambhir is the only person who is under pressure because Surya is he is under no pressure. Surya Kumar Yadav. Even if India lose this series, nobody will talk about Surya, right? Akshar Patel is under no pressure, but Gautam Gambhir, because he is coming here on the heels of back-to-back Test series defeats, and you are coming from a 3-0 home series whitewash, which was humiliating. And then you completely lost your plot after Perth in Australia. So he is under pressure. Even if Gautam, at the end of the day, Champions Trophy is going to be his litmus test.
Yeah.
The BCCI is not going to act on the basis of the outcome of this series or maybe the 3-match one-day ODI series that would follow. But Champions Trophy would be his litmus test. But before that, if India lose this series, then absolutely you cannot ignore the fans at the end of the day because they are the game's biggest stakeholders.
Atroda, your take?
Yeah, see, Gautam Gambhir will be under scrutiny, not just in this series, but also over the next few months, especially at the Champions Trophy. And as we all know that he didn't have a lot of coaching experience at the first class level or at the senior level before he was made the India head coach. And and as Shomik pointed out rightly, and as we all know that the performance of the team under him has been quite underwhelming. So he will be under pressure, he will be under scrutiny, and there are a lot of things like Sitanshu Kotak being added to the coaching setup as a batting coach, and what happens to others in that case? There were others as well. So there is a bit of confusion over there, and this marks the beginning of the period when Gautam Gambhir will be under intense scrutiny. New Zealand series, okay. People took it as a one-off. Australia series, okay. It was a tough series abroad, on difficult pitches and all that. So those are over. But now on, I don't think mistakes will be taken very lightly. And errors on the performance, or the lack of it, will not be taken very lightly. So this marks the beginning of a very, very important phase of Gautam Gambhir's tenure as India's chief coach, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough.
Very appropriate.
Debashish, I just want to add something. See, we talk about X coach or Y coach has the backing of BCCI or XYZ. The fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, as far as the coach is concerned, or whoever in the support staff is concerned, it's the dressing room that decides. You can have the backing of the BCCI, X, Y, Z, but if you lose the dressing room,
exactly,
you are a goner, right? So whether Gautam Gambhir will stay or not, it will be decided by the dressing room, like the dressing room decided Greg Chappell's future, like the dressing room and also the captain, especially at the forefront, decided Anil Kumble's future. So it would be the dressing room, and that Ravi Shastri was very, very popular in the dressing room. That's why he had such a successful stint. Rahul Dravid initially faced hiccups in terms of results, but he had the dressing room with him, especially the bigger players, and that did the trick for him. So if Gautam Gambhir has the dressing room, it will augur well for him. If he loses the dressing room, it's dilly-ding, dilly-dong.
Some very great observations by both Atroda and Shomikda. So we are just all set for the first T20 T20 international between India and England. Obviously, you all know that there is going to be a small event at the start of the match. Jhulan Goswami, legendary Indian women's cricketer Jhulan Goswami, will have a stand named after her. The B block will be named after her. So everything to look forward to as far as the first T20 international is concerned. It's going to be baseball versus sky ball. So that's me from Debashish from Eden Gardens. With me Shomikda and Atroda. Keep watching this space to get all the updates throughout our coverage from the India versus England white ball series. This is me Debashish signing out for RevSportz. Until then, see you.